I get it. Since YouTube's been a dick, and I've finally fixed everything on my headset, I can finally stream Mouse Bites PC Edition. I already played through the first case, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go into the second one. There was, because it was funny, I was trying to record the first time and I didn't have everything set up right. So, per normal procedure, I was just talking to a blank microphone. But one thing I wanted to point out, which was hilarious at the profiles of this game. Basically, this game, House MD. It is on PC. You can find it for free with any internet search. It's basically a port of the DS game that comes from the famous meme where Mouse Bites comes from. And here's what's hilarious. If I go to the profiles, oh no, not the profiles. It is episodes, options, cast. So you have your pictures of the entire cast. Some people are missing for reasons. Here's what I find funny. So Cameron's picture looks like it was kind of drawn in. Like somebody did, like they did artwork of it. Same for Hadley. But if you look at Wilson and Tao, they look like cut in PNGs, which is hilarious. I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, we have 13. A form in the house, obviously Tao, Cuddy, Wilson, Cameron, and Chase. And how I know this is a port of the DS game is you will soon find out when we get to the second case, if all the gameplay stays the same. You'll see why. So we have an abrasive chef whose body turns blue, learns what her employees really think of her. Blue and Meanie. Oh, well, I guess I have to go back to play. Listen, you moronic subhuman cretin. I'm running a very tight ship here, and when I tell you to bring me my lunch at 1, I don't mean 1:05. Got that? That guy looks like Chris Pratt. And this is female Gordon Ramsay. Okay. I'm gonna be laughing a lot because the pictures are just hilarious. Look, Lana. Look, Lana. I've been working for you for. Got that? Yes. Get back to your station. Ugh, I made a mess of myself. Someone give me a paper towel. You gotta be kidding me. Russell, don't we have any decent paper towels? My hand's still covered in blueberry schmutz. That isn't blueberry schmutz. What do you mean? I'm what? Oh no! It's turning into a smurf. Call 911. Insert the theme. Lana Topol. I'm the patient who turned blue. House, go. Gregory, I'm the doctor who recognizes the obvious when it's staring right at him. Okay, Dr. Gimpy, let's get some ground rules. You are not going to talk to me like that. Fair enough. You can stay blue for the rest of your life. Good luck with that. Wait! Look, I'm sorry. I'm just in a bad mood. I want to look normal again, okay? As far as you looking normal. Sorry. As far as you looking normal, that's something you and your plastic surgeon have to deal with. As for your condition, we're going to check your signs and symptoms. So here is the gameplay, and if it looks really poorly rendered, you'll see why. Examine the patient carefully and look for any signs of illness. Select an area to examine by clicking on the patient. Use the tools at your disposal to find all symptoms. So we have the tools down here. We have 0 out of 5 symptoms found. We have the little highlight pen, a glove, a magnifying glass, and a stethoscope. So we're going to actually click, well, in this case, if you were on the DS, touch the person's body. So it's basically just, if you're not sure, just check and guess. So we're gonna pick up the pen light and put it to her mouth. Hopefully this is what they want. And then you gotta click and hold it until it turns green. And one of her symptoms is vomiting. So let's see if, and you pretty much do the same thing until you find them all. I know, it's so riveting. Select back arrow icon. Nice. Blue skin, obviously. Oh, we got something else. Stomach pain. A chef turned blue in the middle of her restaurant. Either she's just had sex with Willy Wonka, or, well, I like that idea, but I'll take any other suggestions. So here's the DDX, or the differential diagnosis. It's basically that one minigame from Yakuza 0 about picking up girls over the phone, except DDX. You just guess, or you can wait for it to come out. First try. She could have a connective tissue disorder. Acrocyanosis explains her blue fingers, but nothing else. Next! And it just keeps going until you go around the table, and then it will go into the next scene. It's pretty standard gameplay, but it gets pretty funny sometimes. Apraxia. Arrhythmia. Fudge. Argia makes people turn blue. It's possible if she used gold flakes in any of those expensive desserts, they could be swept up and aerosolized into her lungs. Heavy metal poisoning. But it doesn't explain the loss of consciousness or the vomiting. Speaking of vomit, your diagnoses make me want to puke. Next! And it really is just a guessing game. Arrhythmia. This one. No. Where's the... Okay. Pulmonary edema. Can't be. Honest chest x-rays are normal. You're right, Foreman. Good try, 13. Your chest is way above normal. By the way, next! Acute sinusitis, aortic dissection, cerebral aneurysm, Cyanisis? No. I'm gonna go with this. Okay, fine. Aortic aneurysm. It explains the abdominal pain, the shock, the lack of consciousness. If Lana had an aortic aneurysm, she wouldn't have blue skin. She has more like a bluish pallor. Bluish pallor, right. Before I turned blue from strangling myself in despair because of all these awful diagnoses, booze got something to save me. Nicotine overdose. Heroin overdose. Well, it's an overdose of some kind. It's a nicotine. How is it a nicotine? How do you overdose on nicotine? I need a medical professional. Nicotine overdose, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and seizure are all symptoms. But the hallmark of nicotine overdose is muscle twitching and cramps, which Lana doesn't have. Yes, muscle twitching, also known as I'm not going to say that, which it sounds like fascination, and since this is anything but fascinating. This methemoglobinemia. It does explain all the symptoms. Very good, Foreman. And if you like, I'll reward you with a blueberry tart. Or a blueberry muffin. A blueberry smoothie. Plush Smurfette doll, maybe. Plush Smurfette doll, maybe. You get graded based on how good you do. Cuddy is the lower grade, House is the middle grade you get, and Wilson is the A's. These scores are, I don't understand what they mean. Looks like our big, bad, tempered blueberry has that. So instead of finding hatred, bile, and evil in her bloodstream, she's probably just got an excessive amount of hemoglobin in there. Who did the arterial blood test? It's weird. I did a pulse oximetry blood test on Lana, and her PO2 indicates an oxygen saturation of over 90%. But Lana's was at 83%. There's a gap of 7%. Wow, Taub, you're Jewish and good at math. Amazing. Except you're wrong. Pulse oximetry measures how well lungs are carrying oxygen to the blood, but not the actual saturation of oxygen in the blood. Okay, what color is Lana's blood? Dark. No, it's not dark. You're dark. You're a black man, Foreman. Get it right. I think you mean brown. 13. Foreman, test Lana's oxygen saturation levels with a CO oximetry blood test. And while you're at it, see if you can get Lana and make me one of those tinfoil swans. Those are really classy. So this is where I think I'm going to have to mute myself because it gets ridiculous. Is that Lana's blood? Yep. Let's get the CO oximetry test underway. Your performance was as shaky as of late. You are effectively on probation. I'm not on probation. I don't get why I'm on probation. I don't want to make you nervous, but I'm going to be closely monitoring. And because how I can tell this is a PC port of a DS game is because you don't get a button to spin it. You have to click and actually move your mouse. It is ridiculously stupid. I always say work smart, not hard, but you barely did either. Sorry, House, my hand hurt. This is also the same, and you'll see in a bit. So we have to process the blood with this giant machine, which is the blood analyzer. You have to adjust the valves as Foreman tells you to do. And they give you the instructions every time you have to play these mini games, by the way. So we're going to open valves 1 and 2. Make sure 9, 10, 7, 8, and then you have to make sure. Okay, this was easier. Let's start with. Okay, now we close these. Open this. Then close this. Open this. Because you should be able to easily spin this with a DS. Those little touch sticks from a DS game. And not with a mouse. Thank you, Foreman. Guess it's not bad. Guess it's not as bad as if you killed the patient. And I'm seeing a pattern that always starts bad, and then it just seemingly gets better. Lana has an unusually high level of fat in her blood. Yeah, it's definitely that. Foreman, 13. How did the test go? Lana's got high levels of that crap in her blood, which confirms our diagnosis of that crap. Good work. But how did that get into her bloodstream? Could be antibiotics, dyes, various nitrates, which leads us to the part where we meddle into little girl Blue's sex life. I am a black man, and this vexes me. It vexes me so. What does this have to do with meddling in Lana's sex life? Well, if we get into nitrates, we get into amyl nitrate, also known as poppers. Right, 13? Or it could be benzocaine, which you can find in various tropical cold sore remedies and painkillers. So we're thinking Blue Thunder could be some sort of pervert or deviant, or she could be addicted to painkillers. Like me. Wonder what that's like. Me too, says House. Anyway, whichever it is, sex or painkillers, we get a really entertaining show now. Now, I know all of you want to ask Blue's Clues really obnoxious and prying questions about her sex life and possible drug use. Bad news is, I'm gonna do it instead. I'm just gonna have some fun with this job, don't I? So what's wrong with me? You know what her character reminds me of? I can't remember. Some TV star on some show. I don't remember. You're horrible, you're pushy, you're loud, you're obnoxious. Did I say horrible yet? Is that a pog? Is that a pog? We got 2 house pogs? Nice. Oh, you meant what's wrong with you medically. You have that crap. The good news is, we know that much. The bad news is, we have no idea what caused it. Which is why we now have to ask questions. Basically, you just pick. Recent travel. Have you been out of the country? Like, did you go someplace where people could actually stand you? My family's from Turkey, but I haven't been back there in ages. It's just guess. Recent diet. Did you eat anything right before you turned blue, or were you too busy running around the Smurf village hiding from Gargamel? I had a corned beef sandwich, french fries, a bite of my blueberry Danish. Pretty much what I eat most days. Surgeries. Partners, obviously. How many sex partners have you had in the last year? Not counting that back massager in your underwear drawer. Do I have to answer that? Well, you don't have to, but I'm directing this movie for a cable called Restaurant Sluts. And you'd be so perfect wacky best friend. Damn it! Drugs. Did you ever use amyl nitrate, aka poppers, during sex? Of course, that assumes you found someone who would have sex with you in the first place. That's